Handle it.
My turn. Second floor. Damn! Now's our chance. Let's go, everyone!
Leave us to me!
This is our real power.
The advantage is ours. An opening!
Here I go. Second floor. Now! There! My turn. Now! Got you!
Onward! We should keep going.
I'll handle it.
Here I go. Okay, it's safe for now.
You're in my way.
I'll handle it.
Let's move. Second floor. Now! There!
No matter how many more come,
My
we
turn.
will triumph.
Let's move. Yeah!
My turn. How pathetic.
have nothing
I'll
to
handle
fear.
it.
Here I go. Second. Now! There! You're done!
My turn.
Leave this to me. You still have a lot of training to do.
Enemy sighted!
My
Let's
turn.
take him out! Here I go!
Very well.
Leave this to me.
Okay. Too slow.
An opening.
Here I go!
I'll handle it.
Very well. What a waste of our time. Let's go.
Advantage is ours. Okay.
Here I go! Second floor! Damn!
My turn. What a waste of our time. Let's go.
Now's our chance! Let's
I'll
get him!
handle it.
My turn!
My turn.
My turn.
Okay.
My turn!
I'll handle it. Hostiles neutralized. Advantage is ours. I'll handle it.
Let's move!
Very well.
My turn. You still have a lot of training to do.
Not what I had in mind.
Hostiles spotted. Beginning
Let's move.
combat. My turn.
Very well.
My turn. They're off guard.
Open. I'll handle it.
Here I go!
My turn.
My turn.
My turn. They're off guard. Our time is now.
Yeah.
Here we go!
My turn.
Here I go!
I'll handle it.
I'll handle this.
Here I go! Now! There!
My turn!
I'll handle it.
An opening!
My turn.
Now! Got you! Here I go! Now! There!
Okay. Hostiles neutralized. Guess we're safe.
Oh, you went up a rank. Here's a little something from the guild. Nice work. This ain't half bad.
Yeah, for my part, I need to rescue Elise and Princess Alphen from the... Whether it's alone or with...
There's no way you'll be alone for that. I'm concerned about Dad, too. What with the...
I still can't get in contact with Fiona. I'm glad I was...
Well, they're...
Show me what you're capable of.
No problem. Sorry, would you mind?
No problem.
Eat that!
I'll handle it.
Saber!
Here I go! Still being that!
Behold the light! Radiant wall!
Begin. With divine lightning!
What's happening?
Well, I thought you'd do well to...
You didn't...
Bring it on!
This'll be a tough one.
Let's go! Go! You can handle this? You waste your time! Gotcha! Hope you're ready! Darkness! Gotcha!
This is bad.
You waste your time! Gotcha! Gotcha! Think you can handle this?
This is bad.
Gotcha!
Hang in there!
Furthermore, a fine proposition.
Very well. Allow me to
Don't be an idiot. This is clearly a trap. They wouldn't come all the way out here.
I appreciate your concern. But trap or not, this... Bellamar?
Are you sir?
No!
Don't worry about me. The odds were again. I'm sure we can do it again, too. Balamar?
Very well.
Wait!
It seems the time. But remember this. You're an Alberea. I want you to prove.
Wait!
Lord Root! Well met, Lord Schwarzer. Allow me to.
Never mind that. And what is a promising young man?
We're simply going to borrow young. I'm a busy man.
Reen!
We all finally got back together, too. Why?
Sorry, so stay safe.
Master Reen! Reen!
So this is what Duke Cayenne looks like from up close. It's hard to believe that I've ended up in the same room as the leader of the Noble Alliance. Although, I guess we did meet back in Legram before the war.
Reen Schwarz, truth be told, we don't want. We only acted. He garnered the trust of His Majesty, and in turn misused. Surely you.
Well, I can't say it. We did hear story about the way he didn't care how.
But as I said, the cause of our nation's ills is now gone. Now, all that remains is to turn back the hands of time just a touch. And the good old days of the key to this bright future lies in putting aside our differences.
I'm afraid that yes, you are. Do you honestly believe that people can so easily? You occupied Heimdall and effectively took every one of its citizens hostage, imprisoned the Imperial. And let's not forget how you're now in league with the enemy nation responsible for the destruction of Gorelia 4. After all that, the Imperial army would never bow their heads to the.
My word! I'm afraid there's been a terrible misunderstanding. The Imperial family is simply under our loving protection. They certainly haven't been imprisoned. But that does bring me to exactly why I want you to help us. The Azure Knight is already on our side. But if we had your Ashen Knight as well, that would mean we'd have two of the great knights of Erebonian legend to put into play. Couple them with our Panzer Soldats, and the Imperial Army's armored divisions would cower before us. You may not find us winning the war ideal, but this union benefits everyone more than carrying on until our inevitable victory,
I don't think it's that simple.
I beg to differ. The presence of Soldats units on a battlefield makes a tremendous difference. What they may lack in firepower and armor compared to tanks, they make up for in mobility and versatility. But more important than even those factors is the psychological impact they have on our opponents.
Well,
We're only
only human. And if that holds true, even it will be all the more true for.
Can't argue with that.
I will say it, and with his death. Only then. That includes.
Whatever you ultimately decide, I would ask that you promise in.
Rufus.
We may stand on up, and in that capacity, after all, I look forward to hearing.
All that's left to be done. Only then will everything be as it should. That includes both your pleasant academy life and the peaceful days of Darling.
I suggest you consider, after all, every soldier must decide. I look forward to hearing.
It's hard to argue that this war began, but the longer it goes on, the more people are going. If I join them, I could. No, they think I was able to reunite with the others. What's the best thing? This isn't just about.
Keep racking your brain like that and smoke will start coming out of your...
What are you...
Hey, now. I figured I was gonna find you busy thinking... What do you know?
How about you mind your own... Don't you have better things to figure the glorious Azure...
It's tough, babe. If you joined us, I could get away with this. So come on.
This isn't something I can just decide. Besides, it'd probably be an easier choice. What's...
Grub. Kinda early, but I... brought you your lunch. Mind if...
Hamburger? I was expecting some...
Oh, that kind of food more your thing? Okay then, give me a minute while I go ask the chef to whip...
No, the burger looks...
Cool. Alright.
This tastes... Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, they're called fish burgers. Pretty good, right?
Yeah, the tartar sauce makes for a... Oh, I like this way more than the food I had last night.
Well, glad to hear. Guess it was worth putting my cooking skills...
Wait.
Was my first time cooking in a while, too. Sharon could but I wanted to give it a shot anyway. This stuff was like...
Oh.
To think, all the time with Crow arm...
Oh, yeah. Vita was using some weird thing of hers to let you see what was going on. So I guess you saw what...
Yeah, Jirai was that special economics...
We didn't run into any, though I guess that makes sense.
I seem to recall that it was annexed.
So you ended up going back to your old...
Yeah, by pure coincidence. It's changed a lot since I was last there, but it was nostalgic in its own way.
It's been bugging me for... What could it... Tell me, Crow. I want to know what it was, what kind of place Jirai was, and what you were doing before you entered...
Where's the fun in... Save all that talk for your... Who's the lucky girl anyway? And don't tell me it's Milliam, because...
I'm serious, Crow. Think of telling me your past is paying off, because until I know...
You're really serious.
Crow?
My past really isn't that big of... It's got nothing on yours, so...
Yeah. No, please.
Alright, like I said, it's just your... Pick up any history textbook and you'll probably... It's the kind of story that's so common no one... Back in those days, it was a city-state off the coast of Northwest. It had a population of around 150,000 people. Because of that, the surrounding nations left it alone and let us live out our days in peace until about... That was when the North Ambrian disaster struck, and much of the Principality. And as a result, trade on the Northwest Shore day after day. Jirai's Still, it wasn't all bad. We had our fishing. We could make use of those to get trade going again. In fact, the one who advocated that approach was the mayor. He was the last mayor Jirai City ever had. He was a stubborn old bastard. I lost my mom and dad, he was like a mom, dad... Anyway, fast forward to out of nowhere, we received this proposal. They said they wanted to extend a railway line. We relied on the sea for trade before. But there wasn't any reason to believe. The proposal drew overwhelming support from the city's council. And as a result, within a year, the city had all of its old life back and then. But keep in mind, this was the result of huge land and buildings we once treasured were bought up left and right. Everything became a target for investment. People only cared. Something similar supposedly happened in Crossbell too, but unlike that, my grandfather sensed something was off, and he tried what he could to get the situation. Then one day, someone blew up. Everyone demanded that it be repaired as quickly as possible. Instead, they panned our national security arrangements for being insufficient. The city was left in an uproar. That was when Chancellor Gileath Osborne, in his third year as representative, we then received a
The restoration of the railway and its future security will be in return for our continued assistance and attain even greater
The timing was too good to be true. Realizing this, my grandfather staunchly opposed the idea. Unfortunately, once you taste this, the council, made up of influential and tempted by the elimination, and during all that, they'd conveniently He loved Jirai more than anyone, and up till then, its people loved him. And yet, virtually overnight, left with no choice, he resigned from his position as mayor, and Jirai formally became part of the empire. Both of these things happened. That was 8 years ago. Naturally, everyone knew my grandfather wasn't the one. They knew who was really. They just turned a blind. See? I warned you. Just your.
I don't know what happened to him
One day, he just up and died. Once he resigned, the whole affair with the railway getting blown up was all but for. He lived comfortably in retirement for about half a year, fell ill, and he just lost the will to go on. Like I said, I had plenty of friends even then, but I chose to leave it all. I wandered the land, doing whatever I had to get by. That was when I met old Cayenne, and with his financial backing, I went out with the goal to find others who were just like me. That was the beginning of the Imperial Liberation Front. Gideon, Scarlet, and Vulcan were among those. I'd also met Vita then. I only knew her as the woman who would often come to see Cayenne. She guided me to a place below the city of Ordis, and there slept the ash. One after another, I overcame the same trials you did, and once I'd proven myself worthy, Ordine accepted me as his awakener. That was 3. My preparations complete and enrolled in everything I did. Come on now, what's with the face? You look sadder about all this than I do.
Yeah,
I swear. I'm not trying to tell you the Chancellor was evil or anything.
What?
Still, there's no denying that he managed to outwit my grandfather. And he may have lost, but Pop's always loved a good gamble. I'd say it's fairly normal for a student to want to avenge his master's defeat, wouldn't you?
Maybe.
At the end of the day, there's no denying this country has problems, and the Chancellor's methods were making them worse. I studied those problems, worked out how to use the situation to my advantage, and then won the game with an all-or-nothing gamble. But when you think of how peaceful Jirai, I'd say I've got a duty to clear up the mess left behind by my game too, which means ending this war. So it's only when that's done that I don't want whatever your decision is to be. Like Rufus said, you need to think long and for you, more than...
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I've stuck around. You're going to be treated as a visitor. It's about time for the higher-ups to head back to Heimdall.
However...
There'll be no guards out. Just keep in mind that some members of Ouroboros and Zephyr are on board too. Not to mention me, Scarlet, and Vulcan. So if you're up for a gamble of your own...
Sounds fun.
Oh yeah, one more thing. There's this I think she'd perk right up if she saw you. So why not go pay her a visit? Just don't go making it.
Right now, I can make my choice. I can sense someone inside.
Huh? It's open.
That sounds like... Excuse me.
Oh, it's you. You finished talking with C?
His name's Crow, not C. And he's never going to be anything else for me.
Oh, I know his real name. To us, that's our leader. He might be young, but each and every one of us look up to him and respect him. Anyway, got a whole lot of...
Does you asking that mean you're willing to answer them?
Depends on the questions.
Just out of curiosity. How many members does the Imperial Liberation Front have left? I know the explosion back in the mine was staged, obviously.
Sure was. Anyway, we lost most of our members as soon as the war started kicking in.
Oh. Is that because the group's...
Basically, yeah. We all came from different backgrounds. But the one thing we had in common was that we hated that bastard's guts. So after he'd kicked it, most of the guys didn't really have any reason for sticking around. Can't say I blame them for calling it quits.
Crow said that seeing this war through to its end was... Are the members who haven't left sticking around?
Can't speak for the others, but me? I don't really care how this war goes. I mean, I'm a former Jaeger who can hold his own in a fight. I've always... And teaching those dumbasses in the provincial armies how to fight... If we disband, I'll find myself something...
I see. I can't defend the assassination of the Chancellor, but I'd be happy if you chose to...
Being oddly nice to us after all the shit we caught.
The cycle of hatred's gone on for long enough. Crimes you've committed will never vanish, but no one wants... It's not as though you guys want warrant.
That's enough of the nice. You've got time to worry about us. Whether you choose to side, we've got a tough road ahead. And if we end up as enemies again, on the battlefield...
Excuse me.
Think I might have been too harsh on the kid. Still... Yeah.
He saw right through... He's not wrong, though. I should be worrying about... He seemed kind of different, though. His sole objective in life seemed... Maybe he's just not sure what to do with himself now that... I can sense some... And judging by the fact that V is in the next room...
Come on in.
Excuse me.
Hello there, love. I'd heard you came on board yesterday, so I did wonder whether we would run into one another at some point.
Hello, Scarlet. Last time we spoke was a month and a half...
Quite a memorable day for both of us. There's no need to stand over there. I'll pour us some...
Well, I guess there's no...
These tea leaves really only the best for the airship of Erebonia's most powerful.
I have to admit, the fragrance is... You're right, though. It makes sense if it's something...
Oh? I was under the impression that your father is a bear.
He might be a noble, but generally barons aren't all... We live a relatively modest lifestyle.
I wouldn't have thought it before, but maybe my...
And Scarlet, I heard she lost her old hometown.
What kind of family did you...
Oh, they weren't nobles. They were just relative. We were almost local celeb...
Oh.
It's written...
Well, I can't... I heard that you lost your hometown.
Oh. No, I suppose it must have been V.
So...
Some things are best left unsaid, I think. It's not as if knowing would somehow allow you to change things.
I suppose.
You're so adorable, Reen. Now I know why C took a liking to you. What do you say? How about you come and fight with me and the other big girls and boys?
Please, stop teasing me. Anyway, it wasn't just made with high-quality lead. Oh, actually, I may... Where did you learn how to use that weapon of yours anyway?
Oh, that? I suppose it can't hurt to tell you. The Holy City...
The Arteria? Where the high seat of...
That's the one. It's called a Templar sword, and it's a few years ago I was studying to be a sister and was trained in how to...
Surely you must be talking about... You're telling me there are sisters in the Septian Church who use weapons?
There are more things in this world you don't know than you could... Well, it doesn't matter much now. I ended up returning to...
Oh?
Anyway, I'll give you the full story if you do... And if you choose not to join, well...
She ended up being a lot friendlier than I expected. I wonder how much of what... She seemed to really hate the Chancellor. I wonder what she intends to do now that he's gone.
Good day to you, Reen Schwarzer.
What the? You sure look...
Ha ha! Why, the furnishings are immaculate. And I am of the firm belief that it's wasteful not to take advantage of the opportunities life presents you. Ah, and speaking of opportunities, don't just stand there. You've been blessed.
I can't believe that's how you describe yourself. Well, what the heck? Nothing alcoholic. Funny. I didn't realize you'd met Prince Oliver.
Ha! Indeed. There are few between our shared love of beauty and fundamental difference of opinion on the nature of love. He forever remains an endless source of entertainment for me.
I suddenly feel very sorry for him. What happened down in Liberl sounds pretty amazing, though. I'd heard there were problems with orbital technology in southern Erebonia at the time, but
Ha ha! That magnificent floating city was quite the sight to behold, let me tell you. Oh, how I wish I could have shown it to you. It would have changed your view of the world completely.
really does sound amazing. Wait, why am I sitting here having a friendly discussion with He has so many.
Ha ha! A thief of my caliber can steal much more than. There. I was able to steal much of your time. Perhaps I stole your heart as well.
Rest assured that did not happen. Your stories were interesting, though. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know where. Last I checked, he wasn't actively fighting against the.
Ha ha! I imagined you. To my knowledge, he was always wary of. But I digress. I'm afraid not even I know. However, I'm inclined to believe that wherever he's hiding.